Everyone, and thank you for joining us for this news conference. With me today are Lincoln Lancaster County Health Director Kerry Kernan, Lincoln Fire and Rescue Battalion Chief Jamie Pospischel, City of Lincoln Aging Partners Director Randy Jones, and Good Neighbor Community Center Executive Director Tom Randa. This morning, we are here to talk about new strategies to prepare for and respond to extreme heat, a growing public health risk in many communities, including ours. This public health risk is reflected in the growing number of emergency room visits that we see for heat-related illnesses. According to hospital discharge data from the Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, in the 10 years from 2014 to 2023, the number of heat-related illnesses treated in the emergency room has doubled. We also know that extreme heat events can lead to serious health issues, particularly for our vulnerable populations. Other local data suggests that we are wise to prepare now for heat-related risks. Projections identified through my administration's Resilient Lincoln initiative show that by the year 2050, Lincoln could see an average temperature increase of 5 degrees Fahrenheit, with more than 40 days each year with a heat index topping 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So to mitigate these risks to our community members' health and safety, the Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department has developed a heat response plan, a community-wide strategy to prepare for and increase our resiliency to extreme heat events. This new plan will help our community beat the heat. Through this strengthened coordination between city, county, and community partners, we can offer our residents timely access to cooling and health resources during extreme heat. I'm proud to lift up and announce the launch of this plan today. And to kick things off, let's hear from our Health Director, Kerry Kernan, who has led this effort. Director Kernan?
Thank you, Mayor. So we know that there's heat and then there's extreme heat. Extreme heat is when temperatures are much hotter than average and sometimes more humid as well. Extreme heat can be dangerous and pose a threat to people's health. As the Mayor mentioned, Lancaster County has seen an increase in the number of heat-related illnesses over the past 10 years. This chart shows emergency department visits for heat-related illnesses. As you can see, from 2014 to 2023, the number of heat-related illnesses treated in the emergency room have doubled, from 65 in 2014 to 133 in 2023. This next chart shows the months when residents made those visits to the emergency room. Most visits were in the summer months of June, July, and August. The heat response plan is designed to help the community prepare for and respond to extreme heat events and help residents stay safe as temperatures rise. To create a plan that reflects our local needs and priorities, we collaborated with a wide range of partners in the development of this community plan, from the National Weather Service to cultural centers, utility providers, health systems, community organizations, and the Lincoln Lancaster County Emergency Management. It is also a comprehensive plan. Several entities already have their own heat response plans and protocols, but what's different here is that this plan provides city and county officials and community partners with a consistent framework that includes clearly defined terms, thresholds, and both coordinated and individual action steps that further enhance preparedness and response. A key part of the response plan was identifying specific thresholds that prompt community actions. The thresholds used in the plan are based on the National Weather Service's heat alerts. So there's a heat advisory, which is issued when the heat index is expected to be 105 degrees or higher. It's hot enough to be dangerous, but not as extreme as a warning. Extreme heat watch means the extreme heat is possible in the next 1 to 3 days, and extreme heat warning is where the heat index is expected to be at least 110 degrees or remain at 105 degrees or higher for 4 or more days. This indicates it's dangerously hot right now or will be very soon. The plan also outlines recommended response actions at each of these 3 levels, but let's use an extreme heat warning as an example of the plan in action. As a reminder, during a heat event, all Lincoln City Libraries, Lincoln Parks and Recreation Centers, and Aging Partners Senior Centers are available as cooling centers during the facility's regular operating hours. But when an extreme heat warning is issued, we will activate extended hours at primary cooling center locations to give residents more options to stay cool. 3 cooling centers will be open until 8 p.m. daily during an extreme heat warning. the Anderson Branch Library, Bennett Martin Public Library, and the F Street Community Center. Victory Park Senior Center will also extend its weekday hours until 4:30 p.m. during a warning. Each of these cooling center locations will have a limited amount of heat relief kits. Kits may include items such as reusable water bottles, sunscreen, electrolyte packets, and more, along with information about staying safe in extreme heat. During heat warnings or other heat alerts, partnering organizations will also be taking their own actions, and residents can take personal actions to protect their health as well. Additional resources are also created as part of the heat planning process, including an extreme heat website with information and resources to prepare for and stay safe in extreme heat, including a one-page information sheet that is being translated into several languages. You can find the website at lincoln.ne.gov/heat. Another resource are heat briefs that the health department will distribute to heat planning partners when the National Weather Service issues a heat alert. The briefs also prompt partners to take action steps identified in the plan and share heat safety messages with staff, clients, and community members. One of our many roles in public health is to prepare for and respond to public health emergencies and natural disasters. And I want to thank the National Weather Service that played a critical role in our planning, and all the other partners and fellow city and county departments that contributed to this effort, along with the health department team. Lancaster County is one of the only localities in Nebraska that has a heat response plan. It's an ongoing, iterative process, and the plan is a living document. We are continually engaging additional partners, and we will review and make updates to the plan as needed after each season so that it's as comprehensive and effective as possible to help ensure the health and safety of our residents. Mayor?
Thank you so much, Director Kernan, to you and everyone who's had a role in shaping this plan, and all of the folks at Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department. The heat response plan, as you heard, was informed by robust community engagement, and that engagement is vital. It included input from our community's cultural centers. And here to provide more on the heat plan from that perspective is Good Neighbor Community Center Executive Director and Chair of the Cultural Centers of Lincoln Collaborative, Tom Randa. Tom?
Thank you, Mayor, Erica, and all our community partners who are involved in this plan. Thank you so much. So over the past year, several organizations, including the culture centers, have worked side by side with the health department to craft this new heat response plan. The result is clear. It's an actionable roadmap in place before temperatures spike. That preparation matters because extreme heat does not strike evenly. Seniors on fixed incomes, newly alive families adjusting to an unfamiliar climate, and households without reliable air conditioning bear the heaviest burden. Today's launch says, loudly and plainly, that Lincoln is serious about protecting all of our neighbors. When the National Weather Service issues either a heat advisory or heat warning, the Good Neighbor Center, the Indian Center, Malone Center, Asian Community and Cultural Center, El Centro de las Americas, they are all ready to respond with actions like opening daytime cooling spaces each day that the advisory is in effect, conducting bilingual heat safety workshops and classes, distributing fans, hydration packs, and extreme heat kits containing water, electrolyte mixes, and cooling towels. Offering safety education in the languages our community members understand. Providing transportation assistance, including van rides or bus passes, so no one is kept from a cooling site by distance or cost. And issuing multilingual text and social media alerts, ensuring accurate information reaches every household through channels they already trust. We are proud to support this citywide response effort and look forward to continuing our collaboration to ensure every Lincoln resident, no matter their zip code, language, or income, can stay safe and thrive through our long, hot summers. Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you so much, Tom. We know there is a direct connection between extreme heat and fire risk and the health of our people. And here to share a view on how first responders help community members who are experiencing a heat-related illness is Lincoln Fire and Rescue Battalion Chief of Emergency Medical Services, Jamie Pospisil. BC Pospisil.
Thank you, Mayor. The residents of Lincoln are fortunate to live in a community committed to the prevention and response to heat-related emergencies. Extreme heat can create a hazardous environment for everyone. Lincoln Fire and Rescue encourages all community members to take an active role in reducing the health impacts of extreme heat. This includes utilizing the city's extreme heat website for important resources to reduce risks, recognize the signs and symptoms of heat-related illness, and knowing when to call 911. Prompt recognition and response saves lives, as mortality rates from severe heat-related illness can be reduced by more than 20% with timely treatment. Please stay informed, engage in preventative measures, and take action to help yourself, your neighbor, and your family during periods of extreme heat.
Thank you so much, Jamie. We appreciate your team's response in these kinds of moments. They really can save lives. While extreme heat affects all age groups, we know that it can pose particular risks for our seniors. As an official member of AARP's network of age-friendly communities, Lincoln is committed to ensuring that this plan attends to those specific needs of seniors, keeping them safe and healthy during extreme heat. And here to share more about the age-friendly aspects of the heat response plan is City of Lincoln Aging Partners Director Randy Jones. Randy?
Thank you, Mayor. Older persons are particularly vulnerable to heat emergencies because their age often causes poor blood circulation and inefficient perspiration. Not only does this prevent the body from being able to cool itself, but it also causes an older person to keep from recognizing that they have heat impacts that they are experiencing. Our response to the plan includes making our senior centers available and open for seniors who wish to cool down. We will also expand our hours at Victory Park, as mentioned earlier. We will have fresh, cool water available on site and in our paratransit vehicles. New in-the-box fans are available for older adults age 60 and over and are available from our Victory Park Center. Donations are being accepted for new fans and contributions as well. People who wish to access our fan program can call us at 402-441-7030. Aging Partners collaborates with nonprofit Tabitha Meals on Wheels to provide weekday lunches, friendly visits, and safety checks for seniors. And when the heat emergency is anticipated, with each door-to-door delivery, Tabitha will include important heat safety tips, and volunteers will be on the lookout for any heat-related issues. Lastly, it's important during these emergencies that we look out for each other. If you have a family member or a neighbor or an acquaintance who is an older person, we encourage you to check on them during these emergencies to reinforce that they are remaining cool and taking preventive actions. Thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to share information about how we can continue to support and protect our most vulnerable population.
Thank you so much, Randy. As you can see, many voices have come together to make this a strong plan, and I want to thank all of them. Everyone who provided input and helped develop the multiple strategies for our new Lincoln-Lancaster County Heat Response Plan. Together, we are taking proactive steps to respond to extreme heat events, to keep our community members safe, and advance our goal to become the safest and healthiest capital city in the country. And with that, we would be so happy to take any questions from members of the media, and thank you for being here. Yes?
How long did this plan take for everyone to kind of come together and finalize this plan that you released today?
I'm going to let Director Kernan share that.
So we've been working on this probably over the last 12 months. We quickly mobilized a lot of the community partners, but through the process we've identified additional partners, so that just has happened kind of organically over time.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but the city has never had a plan like this in place. What kind of prompted it coming together now currently as opposed to years ago?
So I think as we look at the data, we're seeing that we are seeing the longer periods of time where we have higher temperatures. And if you take a look at that emergency room data, I think that reflects what we're seeing in the community. Recognize too that not everybody that might have a heat-related illness is going to the emergency department, so those numbers are probably much lower than what's actually happening out in the community. So we recognize that we really had to have a plan as a response so that we could really help people stay as healthy as possible when we think about how these more days with higher temperatures were going to come over the next several years.
I guess I'm the one asking questions. There in the kind of packet that we got, it talks about, when there's heat warnings, heat advisories, what, businesses or people who are working outside should be doing for their employers, or employees, I should say. Is there any requirement through the health department, anything like that is requiring businesses or contractors to, make sure they're keeping their employees safe, cool, hydrated, and all those things when they're working out in the heat during these action plan event days?
So there's no requirement as far as the businesses operating and keeping their staff safe. We just highly recommend that the businesses stay on track and keep well informed so that they can do everything proactively and preventatively, recognizing they're still trying to keep in business, that they've got work to do, but how do they do that and make sure that their staff are safe at all times?
Any other questions from the media? All right, well, seeing none, I just want to say thank you again for joining us for this news conference to help share with our community where they can access important information and resources about how to beat the heat and make sure that we all are staying safe in the face of extreme heat events. And remember to go visit lincoln.ne.gov/heat to learn more and stay up to date about our community's response to extreme heat. And thank you again to all who helped shape these strategies and who will take action when the time comes. Thank you.